Welcome back to Askewed Reviews, and for the first time on this series, I'm going to review a fan film. Now, if you don't know what that is, a fan film is usually a movie that normally would not be allowed to be distributed out into movie theaters or on streaming services, just because of the fact that they normally use either characters or storylines that they don't actually own the rights to, and this is why it's just a fan film. So the movie that I'm reviewing today is a short film called The Evil 3. So as you can probably quickly tell, there are some characters you may or may not recognize, including Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, and Leatherface that all appear in this film together. This movie was directed by C.J. Vecchio, and it was actually filmed entirely in my home state of Illinois. So in the movie, you have the three characters of Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, and Leatherface all apparently ending up in the same prison, but now they're all going to be transferred to another, more maximum security prison. Now, as you've probably guessed, that transport vehicle does not make it to its destination, and all three of these psychopaths are then set free. Now, just as a heads up, this is not going to be a Freddy vs. Jason style film, so it's not the three of them fighting against each other the whole time. There's a little bit of back and forth near the end, but it's not the plot of the movie. Now here's what I liked about this film. Some of the maniacs did look pretty good actually. Not all of them, but some of them. The story itself wasn't bad. I didn't like the fact though that it ended very abruptly. Mind you, it is supposed to be a short movie, but I felt like they could have fixed it a little bit more to make sense within the time frame that they had. One of the things I really did enjoy about this movie was the cinematography. Even though you could tell it was a low-budget film, they did a good job of making it look pretty quality, other than obviously some of the special effects. Now here's some of the stuff I didn't like. First of all, the acting was a little bit 50-50. There were some people that would have still done fine in any B horror movie, and I still would have been okay with it. And then there was a couple people that just really probably had either no experience with acting or just need a bit more work. Another big thing for me, as I mentioned earlier, is the movie ended very abruptly for me, and at that point I actually wanted to see more, so that was a little sad. So my next issue is not really so much of an issue, but just one thing that I wish would have happened is when I see the poster here of the three of them heading towards a park at night, I wanted to see a bunch of snotty teenagers that would be giving these guys a hard time, and then each one of the maniacs would be taking their turns trying to one-up each of the other ones. So I haven't decided yet if my rating system is going to go the same way it does on a regular film as it would for a fan film, but at the moment I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 5. Now, one thing that does give them a little bit of horror movie street cred is they did get Brett Wagner, who has appeared in a lot of horror movies, to have a small role in this film. Now, for me, I was lucky enough to go to a convention where I was able to get a copy of this for myself to watch, but if you want to find out more about the film or perhaps get your own copy, feel free to check out the website, theevil3.com. And by the way, if you plan on seeing this film or have already seen it, and in case you're just curious, the characters of Jason, Michael, and Leatherface that you see within this movie are inspired by these specific films. One final thing I just want to say about fan films, if you get a chance to do so, definitely support them. This is someone's ability to bring their imagination to life, and that's always an amazing thing. And if you happen to have a fan film that you've made that you would want to have me do a review for, feel free to reach out to me at Askewed Reviewer.